What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. Today is May 4th, so may the 4th be with everyone. We're going to talk about a White Sox reliever, Kenyan Middleton, striking out Carlos Correa and then going off on Correa after the game, calling him a cheater. Bryce Harper, he had a big game. He even won a costume contest for his Bionicle outfit. I thought that was really fun. Wander Franco, he went viral. A lot of people are going crazy about this, and a lot of people are going crazy for another reason. They're pretty much upset that Wander Franco is disrespecting the game of baseball, and Cardinals fans, they let out their loudest boos I've heard in quite some time. They're trying to avoid having the worst record in the entire National League. Remember, everyone, if you're going to any baseball games or concerts anytime soon, use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save yourself 20 bucks off, and also remember to hit that subscribe button because we post these pretty much every single day, well, except for the next few days because I'll be in Disneyland. But I do have an absolute banger coming out tomorrow talking about the best players from every single team in the month of April, so stay tuned for that. It's really good. All right, the first game from yesterday, Bryce Harper and the Phillies had a field day to start this one. They were trying to get some payback after getting blown out in game number 1 against the Dodgers. Harper went 3 for 3 on the day with 2 walks, so he got on base all 5 times, and he did so while looking like a Bionicle Lego from my childhood. It was 5-0 pretty quick when Mookie Betts and Miguel Vargas, they cut into the deficit. Vargas, by the way, has 15 RBIs and a .363 on base percentage as a rookie. That's really good. Fast forward to the 8th inning. Philly is hanging on by a thread. They just have to get Austin Barnes out, and usually when I kind of set up something like that, bad things happen. Yeah, Austin Barnes, he found a hole. That 2-run single gave LA their first lead of the day. Stott, he tied it instantly, and that sets up this grand moment for Max Muncy. The dude has been otherworldly to begin the start of this season. That walk-off grand slam gives him 12 home runs, so he is in the lead yet again for home runs in baseball. Max Muncy is yet again on pace for a 30 home run season, his 4th 30 home run season in the last few years. The Dodgers have now won 6 games in a row. Now, before we talk about the Guardians and the Yankees game, I do want to talk about the other top teams in the NL West, the Padres and the Diamondbacks. The Padres, they were facing off against the Reds, and who the heck is Brett Sullivan? I mean, unless you're a Padres fan, it's probably the first time that you've ever heard of that name, just like me, but dang, Brett Sullivan, the kid went off. The rookie catcher drove in the first 2 runs of the game on a double in the second, and then doubled the score in the 4th on a 2-run home run. That was his first career home run. It set up a huge day for Seth Lugo, who was able to really let that arm get loose. He used that big lead to dial in. He went 6 strong innings, allowing just 1 earned run on 5 strikeouts. His 3.21 ERA leads all of the entire San Diego pitching staff. Juan Soto, he is finally breaking out, and it's about time. He's hitting .450 with 8 RBIs over his last 6 games. He also has 9 walks to go against 4 strikeouts over that stretch. So Juan Soto, again, he's breaking out, and he might finally be arriving. The Diamondbacks and the Rangers, Brandon Pfaadt was making his long-awaited MLB debut. I hope that I said his name right because it's spelled P-F, I don't know how to say that, but I think it's Pfaadt. He had a 2.63 ERA and 74 strikeouts and 61 innings last year in AAA, so he's nasty. Jonah Heim said, "Welcome to the big leagues, young fella," with a 410-foot home run, his 6th already of the season. But that's when the Arizona Diamondback bats got angry and they went off. Christian Walker, he cleared the deck with a huge 3-run home run for his rookie pitcher. Now, speaking of rookies, Josh Young, he just won the Rookie of the Month in the American League, and there he is staying hot in the month of May, his 12th in his first 54 big league games. Ketel Marte, though, his power might be coming back. 5 home runs and a near 130 OPS plus on the season. There's Christian Walker with his 2nd of the game, and there's Josh Young with his 2nd of the game as well, so he has 13 home runs in his first 54 big league games. Brandon Pfaadt fought hard, but he got tagged for 7 earned runs in his debut. He's in line for the L. Just kidding. Arizona's offense, they said, "We got you, buddy." Now, he's not going to get the W, obviously, but at least he avoids taking the L. Emmanuel Rivera kickstarted a huge 5-run 7th inning. The Texas bullpen completely imploded again. That 5-run frame was finished by a Geraldo Perdomo RBI double, who, by the way, is hitting .409 on the season. And the cherry on top, he's hitting .551 with runners in scoring position, and there's Lourdes Gurriel Jr. popping off for a 2nd home run of the season. The Diamondbacks win 12-7 over the Rangers, and now it's time to talk about the Yankees and the Guardians game. Shane Bieber and the Guardians dominated the first half of this game, and I mean dominated if we're talking about Shane Bieber. Biebs, he got through the first 3 innings on just 21 pitches. Cleveland lefties, they took advantage of Clark Schmidt being awful. He has a .400 batting average against lefties this year, but shout out to him. He kept it close. Aaron Boone, he said said that there is no doubt in his mind that Willie Calhoun can bang, and there's Willie banging yet again. Then Bieber's former teammate Jake Bauers really made it sting. He ties it at 2-2. Look at this tweet right here. So Cleveland traded away Yandy Diaz for Jake Bauers. Yandy has been an absolute monster, one of the best first basemen in baseball since this trade. Jake Bauers was DFA'd and then traded by Cleveland for cash considerations, and then his first home run is against Cleveland. I hate Jake Bauers. Now, the Guardians did end up reclaiming the lead in the 9th inning, but ultimately, again, like I mentioned, Willie Calhoun bangs, and then Jose Trevino, he walked it off in the 10th inning. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. I talked to a ton of Yankees fans last night. No one really won this series. Now, the Yankees do win the series, but they lost Harrison Bader and Oswald Peraza in the process. They both left with injuries. The Yankees are second to last in OPS over the last 2 weeks. You know who's in dead last? The Cleveland Guardians. Brian Cashman is trying to get better. He said that they have a surplus of infield talent, and they're actively looking to ship that infield talent if they get the right value. Check this out.
I think we're certainly exploring a lot of efforts with our, if you look at our roster, we're deep on the infield side. And so we're obviously pursuing opportunities from trading from area of strength, but if we got the right value, and if we didn't get the right value, and they would make sense.
The Mariners and the Oakland Athletics, the A's are trying to end their streak of 30 games to begin a season without a starting pitcher win, and I think they might get in this one. So JP Sears and Logan Gilbert, they both tossed 0 after 0 through 5 innings, and JP went out there for the 6th and blanked the Mariners yet again. If Oakland can get to Gilbert, JP will be in line for the W. Oakland, they scored 2. Esterio Ruiz and Tony Kemp, they both had RBI doubles off of Gilbert. So because JP Sears had 97 pitches, he had to come out the game, and the Oakland pen, there's an RBI base hit for Jose Caballero, and no way he did it again. I think back-to-back nights, AJ Pollock ruins the A's chance of having a starting pitcher get the W. Then Seattle just broke the whole damn down. They popped off for 5 runs in the 10th as A. Eugenio Suarez connected for a 3-run home run, and JP Crawford brought in 2 more on a single. The Oakland Athletics are 6-25. They have a 7.45 ERA as a pitching staff, and that is now 31 consecutive games to begin the season without a starting pitcher having a win. Staying with AL West teams that had to make a late game comeback, so we know the Mariners just did it. The Angels are going to try and do the same thing. Nolan, not Arenado, Nolan Gorman powered up for his 7th home run already of the season, but LA, they instantly got that run back on Brandon Drury's 6th home run. That was followed by Ohtani's RBI single. The Halos go up by 2, and then they go down by a run after St. Louis put up a fight in the 4th off of Ohtani. Ohtani was nasty. We'll talk about him in a second, but the long ball did end up hurting him. Dylan Carlson, I need him to do more of that because he has all the talent in the world. He's just kind of wasting it right now. Ohtani, he did have a career-high 13 strikeouts, so we're going to go ahead and skip to the 9th inning. St. Louis, they brought in Giovanni Gallegos, even though Mr. Ryan Helsley only had 10 pitches. I don't understand why they did that. Gallegos is usually pretty reliable, but don't tell that to Jake Lamb, who went 435 feet to tie it. And what the heck did I just see? How did Mike Trout hit that baseball out? I mean, it is Mike Trout, and he does have historic power. He has 48 home runs over his last 148 games. Rendon, he added some salt in the wound. As Carlos Estevez continues to prove that he is one of the most important players on the Angels. He has 7 saves, a 1.15 ERA, and an almost 12 strikeouts per 9. He has been a godsend, like sent from the heavens for this Angels team. In my opinion, that is the worst loss of the last few years for the Cardinals. I'm factoring in playoff losses. I'm factoring in the start of this season. The Cardinals now have the worst record in the National League after a lot of people said they might be the favorite in the Central. They've been awful. We're going to talk about the Mets doubleheader in just a second, but I got to talk about Ronald and the Braves offense. In the span of about 13 minutes, it was 7-0 Atlanta. Marcell Ozuna hit a prodigious 435-foot grand slam. I still think that Atlanta fans hate him, but either way, Michael Harris, he turned on and pitched for a lefty-lefty nuke, and Albies, he doubled in Ronald for the game's 7th run. But like, they kept pouring it on. Ozuna, his 2nd home run raised his season batting average to 138. And guys, I just really need you to listen to these stats. That 461-foot 3-run home run from Ronald Acuna Jr. gives him 6 home runs, 14 stolen bases while hitting a whopping 355 on the season. He is on pace for a 30-70 season. You heard that right. 30 home runs and 70 stolen bases. If he can stay healthy and get back into that 600 at-bat club. Austin Riley, he pummeled that one. He's got 6 home runs, and this Ozzie Albies guy is proving all of the doubters wrong. He's never going to be a 350 on-base percentage guy, but he's got 9 home runs, 26 RBIs, and he has a 2 DRS on the season defensively. So to me, me, that's absolutely elite production from a middle infielder. I'll take that any day of the week, even if he's not taking walks. All right, let's talk about the Mets and the Tigers doubleheader. Joey Lucchesi has been pretty bad since his first breakout start of the season. He gave up a 3-run Oppo Taco to Eric Haas in the very first inning. Not only that one, but he let Javier Baez go 435 feet on his first home run of the season. I think that Javi just hit another one off of Justin Verlander, so the Mets are going through it right now. But just like Brandon Pfaadt of the Diamondbacks, Lucchesi's offense saved him as well. The Mets scored 3 in the 5th. 2 of those runs came on absolute pimp jobs by Francisco Lindor, who has 24 RBIs and 31 games as a shortstop. That is very good production as well. Adam Ottavino, he just has to not blow the lead, and he did exactly that. He blew the lead as Eric Haas played hero ball again. That 2 RBI single puts the Tigers out in front by 1, and this Alex Lane kid, he is disgusting. I hope that they don't trade him because he could be a mainstay in that bullpen for a while. He has 4 saves on the year and an almost 12 strikeouts per 9 dating back to last year. He's disgusting. Let's see if the Mets can get some revenge in game number 2, and that's a big fat nope. Mets fans already know the results of this game too, but Max Scherzer, he was back from his sticky stuff suspension and he looked terrible in my opinion. Torkelson, he had a double to bring in Riley Green, and there's Eric Haas again. He has 2 home runs and 11 RBIs on the season. Both of his home runs and 6 of the 11 RBIs came in his doubleheader versus the Mets. Matt Vierling, he socked a 2-run home run in the 4th. He put the Tigers up by 4. He's been actually pretty decent. Great defense, 8 extra base hits, and 4 stolen bases. Riley Green, he finally did something. He drove in 1 on a single in the 4th. Riley Green has a 79 OPS plus, and Torkelson has a 64 OPS plus this season. I mean, you got to hold those guys accountable because they were supposed to be the driving forces behind a Detroit Tigers rebuild. They've been awful. I am going to hold them accountable, even though I love them. Michael Lorenz, he had a really good start. 1 earned run over 7 innings. Go figure. The Tigers dismantled the Mets in game number 2 by a tune of 8-1. So that's a sweep. The Rays and the Pirates, Andrew McCutchen sent this one out, so I'm thinking, here we go. The Pirates, they might be back, and nah. Tampa Bay, they tied it and took the lead in the bottom half as Brandon Lau, that 2-run double, gave Shane McClanahan a 2-run lead to work with. Harold Ramirez, he grabbed another RBI base hit to make it a 5 spot. Again, all of this for Shane McClanahan, who looked very, very good yet again. 9 strikeouts, just 1 run over 6 innings. By the way, Mitch Keller only had 1 earned run as well, but his defense really let him down. Regardless, the Rays went easy, just like the Tigers, 8-1. And when I say easy, I mean easy, because Josh Lowe now has 6 home runs and 5 stolen bases while hitting .340. Wander Franco has 6 home runs and 7 stolen bases. And he also had this viral moment. He lit the internet on fire because he flipped the ball to himself, throwing out Brian Reynolds by 2 feet. I've never seen that before in 26 years of watching baseball, so a lot of people were saying that was so cool. Wander Franco has a lot of swag, all that different stuff. And then the other side of the coin, people were saying that's disrespectful. Let me know what you guys think. Luke Raley, he has 16 RBIs and a 152 OPS plus. The Rays are 25-6. They're going to win 100 games with ease. So we just saw the Pirates lose their 3rd game in a row, but so have the Brewers, so that's huge for the Pirates. Colorado had a huge 4th inning as Alan Trejo, he followed up Elias Diaz's RBI single with a bases-loaded double, so that's a 3 RBI 2-bagger that gave Kyle Freeland a fairly big lead to work with. Kyle, he balled out 5 strikeouts over 5 shutout innings, no walks, but he was taken out. He struck out the side to end the 5th inning. He came out with just 63 pitches. I guess Colorado is being very careful because now you have German Marquez, unfortunately, out for the year and into 2024 with Tommy John surgery. The Rockies blasted off in the 7th and the 8th. KB, he had a 2-run shot that went 448 feet. Chuck Nasty, Charlie Blackmon, he barreled up a 463-foot moonshot. Chris Bryant, by the way, is hitting .303 with 9 home runs in his first 70 games as a Rocky. Colorado, they went easy 7-1 as the Milwaukee Brewers, again, are very lucky that Pittsburgh faced off against the Rays because they did not lose any ground, even though they've lost 3 in a row. The Royals and the Orioles, Zach Greinke just needed 1 run of support, and he got it from the Italian nightmare. Vinny Pasquantino was awful in spring training, then he was terrible in the World Baseball Classic, and then he was completely terrible in the first week of the MLB season, but man, he has woken up lately. He's hitting .323 with a .400 on base percentage since the first week of the 2023 season came to an end. Greinke, he went 5 shutout with a few strikeouts, which is wild considering how potent the Baltimore offense is. Vinny and Bobby, they took over from there. Vinny Pasquantino had 2 RBI doubles, and kind of in between those doubles, a triple from Bobby Witt Jr. This is what we've been waiting for. Bobby Witt Jr. to be an extra base machine, a stolen base machine. Vinny Pasquantino to be popping off. And now a crazy stat for you guys. The Royals did not strike out once in that game, but they also did not take any walks. It's the first time since 2009 in which a team won without a single walk or strikeout. The White Sox and the Twins, this game honestly was actually kind of wild because the narratives, they went wild at the end of this game. Remember when Javier Baez got benched for forgetting how many outs there were, and then the Tigers went on a little win streak? The same thing is happening for the White Sox because a few days ago, Luis Robert Jr. was benched for dogging it, running to first base. The White Sox have not lost since that benching. And then you have Luis with a huge 3-run home run. That's big for his confidence because he has been awful for the last 2 weeks. Dylan Cease, he got lit up again. 4 runs over 5 innings. He has a 4.5 ERA on the year now. But the good news is, I guess, Tim Anderson, he was activated off the IL. He ties it at 4 runs each. Now, skipping to the 7th inning, Eloy Jimenez, he untied it on a clutch RBI single. And Kenyan Middleton, he was trying to convert his first save since 2021, and he got it. He struck out Carlos Correa in the process, and then afterwards, yeah, look at this quote right here. So a reporter said something about something, and then Middleton pretty much said that he was excited to strike out Carlos Correa. The reporter's like, why? Do you not like him? And he goes, no, I don't like him at all. He's a cheater. Then Carlos Correa caught wind of that quote. He responded in a polite way, but also kind of threw in some shade, saying that he's happy Middleton is finally back up in the big leagues and providing for his family. I don't know if that was supposed to be shade, but it kind of read as shade. Maybe it's just me. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but the Boston Red Sox are going to be going for a sweep later today because they won again against the Blue Jays. Boston, they were able to overcome some long balls from Dalton Varsho and Vladdy. Vladdy went 450 feet, by the way. The young guys for Boston, they clutched up as Duran doubled in Devers, and Tristan Casas tied it right after, scoring Duran on a single. There's Casas again. He ties it a second time after Toronto took the lead on a balk, and then rookie Emmanuel Valdez crushed Toronto Hearts yet again. That 2 RBI single put the Boston Red Sox out in front by 2, as Yoshida, he stacked on even more, bringing home 1 in the 6th and 1 more in the 7th. Massa is hitting 303 with 21 RBIs and a 145 OPS plus. That's more RBIs and a higher OPS plus than both Xander Bogaerts and Mookie Betts. I'm just saying. The Boston Red Sox, they win 8-3 over the Blue Jays. The Nationals and the Cubs, Marcus Stroman tossed a beauty against Washington, allowing just 1 earned run over 6, striking out 5 to bring his season ERA to a 2.18. But shout out to Jake Irvin of the Nationals. He allowed 1 run on 2 base hits in his MLB debut. He was taken out after 81 pitches, but he did look solid. I gotta tip my cap to him. Not gonna lie though, this series has been one of the lower scoring series of the entire season for any team. CJ Abrams, he made it count though at least. He's hitting 333 with 6 RBIs over his last 7 starts. That RBI gave Washington the lead, and Finnegan, he knocked down his 7th save of the season. The Cubs, they've lost 2 in a row, and they fall to 3-7 over their last 10. So the Cubs got to get back on track ASAP. With Logan Webb and Framber Valdez on the bump for this one, you knew that the start of this game was going to be pretty low scoring, and it was very predictable. They both went 5 scoreless. Whoever was going to score first probably was going to win that game, and there it is. Austin Slater, he breaks the tie against Framber Valdez with an RBI single, and Mitch Haniger, he stayed hot with an RBI single of his own. Joey Bart grabbed a big-time insurance run in the 7th inning, and it was huge because Alex Bregman, he would have tied it on that 2-run shot. Logan Webb, he had 1 mistake pitch the entire game that was right down Broadway, a cookie down the middle. Nonetheless, he was still very impressive. He essentially threw 8 innings, 2 earned runs on 5 strikeouts. Wilmer Flores, he gave Camilo Duvall some extra cushion, and Duvall, he converted it. He has 5 saves on the year as the Giants win 4-2. Do not go anywhere. We're going to show the web gems in just a moment, but that does it for me. And just a quick reminder, I will be in Disneyland the next few days. I'm going to an Angels game as well, so no recaps until Monday, but I still will be posting content. I'll catch you guys on Monday. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week, and be safe and enjoy the web gems.
Fly ball, shallow center. Incoming is Grisham, and he gets there to make the catch, and he may have deked him into a double play, and he had.
Hooked on the ground on one hop. Turner's got it, jumps and throws. In time, what a play.
I didn't think he had a chance to get Mookie. Gets it on one hop. Swinging a fly ball, slicing down the left field line again. Baddoo over in the corner and reaches up, makes the play. Foul territory is about 6-7 feet, and Baddoo went up and over the big cement retaining wall.
And Massey sprays one to left, and that's in front of Stowers for base hit. Kyle will throw home. Oh, what a throw! Absolute hose. Kyle Stowers delivers a rocket.
Poke to left, coming on hard. Fraley extends, and he makes the catch.